Up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth. We're honest and we give our takes on AEW. It is Wednesday night, April 22nd, 27th, 2022. We got Wesley Williams. We got the full crew here tonight. Wesley Williams, Cameron Johnson. That's a beautiful hoodie, my friend. MLW. Represent.
I
Uh,
appreciate it. Yeah.
no problem. Talk about AEW Dynamite tonight from Philly. I thought it was a great show tonight. The crowd, probably one of the best crowds I've seen in a while or heard in a while. Um, Probably since the Revolution, to be honest with you. We've had good crowds, but tonight Philly was electric. Tonight's show was great. We got a shocking ending with the main event, which we'll have a lot to talk about. Sammy Gevard versus Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship. You see it in the thumbnail. Scorpio Sky regains the TNT Championship. We're going to talk about it all here tonight. That's probably going to be the main focus of tonight's show. But we got a lot to get into, and I'm glad you guys are tuned into tonight. We got above 450 subscribers here on the channel, so that is halfway to 500 subscribers. And guys, as we move on into the summer is going to be here like that. It's going to be a fun summer here on the Big Fight Field channel. I know this year, past couple months, I've kind of got hit hard with college and all that stuff. Had to take care of that first. College is very important. But guys, the summer is coming up, approximately coming up. Memorial Day weekend is going to be here sooner than you know it. That is Double or Nothing weekend. We also got our main event for that show confirmed tonight, which we'll talk about. And, man, before we get into the show, my apologies for no Rampage review on Friday. I was just telling these guys before we started record. I had my computer set. I was setting up my computer, and my screen just blued out. I turned it on. The screen was blue. Couldn't get anything going, but sorry about that. There was no Rampage review on Friday. Didn't really miss much anyway, but enough of me rambling. Wes, what is up, man? Cam, what's up? Let's go with Wes. What's up, Wes?
Going on, man? It's glad to be back talking AEW, talking about AEW Dynamite tonight live in Philly. Great show tonight all around. Really loved what I got to see, and got a lot of great matches coming up too for Rampage on Friday, and then for next Wednesday as well, man. It's just again great time to be a pro wrestling fan, and man, we're just building up more and more to Double or Nothing at the end of May. And, man, the Owen Cup on both ends, the men and women are looking very, very nice right now. I got our main event confirmed tonight, which we will talk about. And so it's looking really nice, man. And of course, we got the big Super Show. I wasn't here to talk about it last week. The big Super Show, New Japan colliding with AEW, Forbidden Door live at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, June 26th. That is 1 week exactly after my 25th birthday. I mean, what kind of a belated birthday gift for boy. That's going to be a tremendous night of professional wrestling, man. AEW, again, making all the big moves, the purchase of Ring of Honor. Now we got a big super show with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, a lot of great stuff going on with AEW. Lots to talk about. What happened on Dynamite tonight?
Yes, sir. You were a little choppy there, right there, but Cam, what's up, dude?
First off, I just want to say, I'm glad, Joseph, you're not the only one that thought Wesley was choppy. I thought it was something on my end. I thought it was something on my end, so I'm glad that's not the case. But anyway, man, I am doing good, man. Joseph Westman, I know y'all are doing good. My homies here tonight for this AEW review tonight, man. This was another good night of sports entertainment. Another good night of sports entertainment here tonight. I was thoroughly sports entertained by all this here, man. But let's get into it.
Well, speaking of sports entertainment, Cam, we did have a sports entertainment segment by the Appreciation Society that we'll talk about tonight. I love that back and forth segment. Guys, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Before we do, really quickly, be sure to subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. We'll be back Friday for the AEW Rampage review. I'm thinking about doing something tomorrow for the NFL draft. I'm not so sure. I'll let you guys know on Twitter. The Dolphins really don't have a pick until the 3rd round, so I'm not sure if it's worth it. I'll let you guys know. But then Sunday should be a fun day as we're going back like we did in December. We're going back to Universal. Been there a couple times, but the first time since December, going back to Studio 42 at Universal to watch some AEW Dark Sunday afternoon. Won't be able to vlog it, of course, because there's no spoilers and stuff like that, but I'm going to have myself a good time. Watch some wrestling for 3 hours on Sunday, so looking forward to that. I'll share pictures and stuff like that on Twitter. But let's get into the program tonight, fellas. We opened up with the Owen Hart Cup Tournament qualifier, Dax Harwood versus Cash Wheeler. They came out to the FTR theme song together. And did any of y'all watch the video package from Row 2 about this match?
That was a tremendous video package. That was a tremendous.
It was. Did you watch it, Wes?
No, I did not. I haven't been able to watch it, so.
The match is over, but man, if you want to go check it out, it's about an 8-minute video package. It is freaking beautiful. I watched it today, and it was just, man, how is this not the most anticipated match of the night? CM Punk was on commentary for this one, and it's only fitting because he's such a huge Bret Hart, Owen Hart fan. But, man, we got into this match. Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler. The crowd was fairly invested into this match. This was pure professional wrestling for 15 minutes. These guys gave you a glimpse of what they can do in the ring as singles competitors. And I kind of thought Dax Harwood was going to win this match. I'm glad he won the match with a roll-up. And, man, it was a great match. Philly was really invested into this. They were going after – Cash was going after Dax Harwood's neck. And Dax was going after Cash Wheeler's knee. Them saying this was a dream match for each other, to be in the ring against each other for something as prestigious as the Owen Hart Cup Tournament. It's just beautiful. You love seeing things like this. It was such a beautiful moment. It was such a great match. Dax Harwood won. Man, I'm not sure if he's going to win the Owen Hart. I would like to see him in the semifinals. If not the semifinals, maybe the finals. But definitely the semifinals. I think he should go on an absolute great run. Dax wins after the match. Both of them shake hands. They hug it out, sitting on the ring apron, and the crowd is chanting FTR, FTR, and Dax is playing up to the fans. So I think FTR is officially baby faces, but you still have CM Punk on commentary, still saying that they're associated with MJF and all that stuff. But that's why he's not big fans of them. But yeah, a great match and a great moment, and really enjoyed it. Let's start with Cam first. Thoughts on the opening match?
Okay, well, you guys might be mad at me for this, but like I missed like the opening minutes of this match. Reason being, I forgot Dynamite was on. I'm being completely serious. I was on Twitter looking at something. Check my phone. I go, oh shit. Check my phone. It's 8:04. I go, oh shit. Dynamite's on. So I completely forgot Dynamite. Was on. I'm sorry, Tony Khan. I'm sorry. But
Better DM him on Twitter.
I'm sorry. I forgot Dynamite was on, but I thought this was a really good match here. I thought this was a nice old school match they had. Quite frankly, it's reminded me of some. I think this is something that you would have seen in the 1980s NWA, 1980s NWA. I thought this was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. Dax Harwood getting the win was, I think, the right decision. I think was the right decision. Dax Harwood loves himself some Bret Hart. He loves himself some Owen Hart. So I thought this is the absolutely right decision to make here. And Dax Harwood and the Owen is going to be really good. FTR continue to be over as baby faces, which is great to see. So I thought this was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. How far do you see Dax going in the tournament from your perspective?
I could see him going to like this. I'm not finals, but like quarterfinals, semifinals. I would say.
Okay.
I would say. I don't think they'll job him out in the first round, but quarterfinals, semifinals. I think.
All right. Let's hear from Wes.
Yeah, this was a great stuff to open things off in Philadelphia tonight, man. This was a pure professional wrestling match, Cam. It's like you said. I mean, you definitely could have seen a match like this in the 1980s in the NWA. Definitely had that feel to it. And of course, we all know how FTR is so big on the old school and how they developed their wrestling style to fit like the old school. And so they definitely had all those vibes in this match here. And Dax Harwood winning was the right call here. I figured he was going to win. He's more of the singles guy anyway in the tag team. But Dax Harwood being in the Owen Cup feels right. I think it's a great decision. I love the fact that both of them entered into the arena together when they announced, like, it wasn't just like one guy come out and then they play the FTR theme again and the other guy comes out. I like the fact that both of them came out. It was different. It was nice. And it goes to show you the brotherhood between Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. So I really thought that was a nice touch there. I like Punk being on commentary, Punk being a big Bret Hart, Owen Hart fan. I think that was definitely cool. And heck, who knows? Maybe somewhere down the line we see Punk team up with FTR and maybe get a little trios action going on there with FTR and CM Punk. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. But yeah, Dax Harwood gets the win here, advances to the Owen Cup. I could see him realistically. I could see him making the semifinals, at least the quarterfinals. Like if he doesn't make it any farther than that, I can at least see the quarterfinals. But looking at the men's side of the Owen Cup right now, man, it's looking real nice, man. Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Samoa Joe, Dax Harwood, man. That is the lineup so far, man.
Yeah.
We
And
spots to fill, I believe, too.
yeah, and we have two qualifying matches coming up with Swerve against Darby Allin on Friday. I think Darby Allin's gonna win. I wish it was Swerve, to be honest with you. I'd much rather see him in the tournament. And then next week we're getting Bobby Fish versus Jeff Hardy, man. That should be extremely fun. But yeah, I really like this. I forgot to mention that this felt like so old school. The homage to the Owen Hart, Bret Hart, CM Punk on there, him being such a big fan of the Hart family. It was just beautiful. It was a great moment. And it's kind of like one of those things going into it that, you knew this was going to be this was going to be a great moment. You know the fans were going to eat this up. It's exactly what happened. The fans ate this up. The fans were into it the entire time. And then they go to commentary, and they show a clip last week with CM Punk, Hangman Page, face to face on stage, and they throw up the graphic: CM Punk versus Hangman Page for the World Championship at Double or Nothing. CM Punk then grabbed a microphone. He cut the promo saying how much he respects Hangman Page. By the way, hope he's okay. He tweeted he's not going to be on the show tonight because of COVID issues. Meltzer tweeted out the show had to be rewritten because Page was heavily supposed to be in the show, but he can't because of COVID. So hopefully he's okay. So anyway, Punk's out there cutting a promo saying 8 months ago he joined the best roster in the world. He joined the best company in the world, and he wanted to prove himself that he can hang. And he did that. And now he wants to prove himself that he's once again the best of the best that the world of wrestling has to offer. And he's going to prove himself that May 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, against Hangman Page for the World Championship. It's confirmed. We're going to have a divided fan base for this match. One side's going to say, oh, CM Punk should win. The other side's going to say, oh, Hangman Page should win. So you'll have that clash on Twitter for a month. So there you go for all the IWC fans out there. Great promo. CM Punk's a great promo. Pretty simple. I like the fact that he was circling around the ring side instead of just standing in the ring cutting the promo. That was a little different. I will say this. We all knew this was the direction they were going to go in, right, for Double or Nothing. But we didn't know who would possibly come out on top. I don't know if we could answer that, but if I had to give a guess, is there no way that CM Punk's not walking into the United Center at the Forbidden Door? That he's not walking in as the AEW World Champion? I mean,
Punk is walking into the United Center All Out Weekend and the Forbidden Door AEW champion. The AEW champion. He's walking into All Out. I know All Out for sure. Punk is walking into All Out AEW champion. I don't think he's walking out of All Out with the title, but he's walking into All Out with that title.
I don't know, man. What'd you guys think of the promo? But
that was really good. I enjoyed I like too, yeah, like you said, Joseph, the him circling the ring instead of him just standing in the center of the ring, cutting the promo. I thought that's a nice different touch too. So yeah, AEW just adding some little details in like that. I really like that with FTR's entrance and now with the Punk promo. I like that a lot. But yeah, very effective promo. I'm really looking forward to the match with Hangman Page for the world title at Double or Nothing. There's your main event right there. And yeah, it's going to be a house divided come May 29th, man. It's going to be very interesting to see who walks out of Las Vegas as the AEW World Champion, whether that be Hangman or Punk. I feel like it's a little too early for me to say right now. I mean, it definitely can go. I can definitely see Hangman retaining, but I can also see Punk winning the title and going into the Forbidden Door pay-per-view June 26th as AEW World Champion in Chicago, Illinois. So we'll have to see what happens, man. But I'm looking forward to the build here. I'm looking forward to the back and forth promos between both guys. I think this and the epic showdown that will happen May 29th. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these guys do. But yeah, definitely down for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have a couple more weeks to build. Obviously, Hangman's probably going to return to TV. The only problem with Hangman losing I don't know. I just feel like he deserves a longer reign. I mean, I don't know. I know Cam brought this up a couple months ago saying Hangman Page shouldn't have a 9-month, 10-month reign like Kenny Omega did, but I don't know. I
said that because I'll be honest with you, I thought Hangman was dropping the title at Revolution. I thought it was going to be Hangman and MJF at Revolution with MJF winning the title. But, I said that at the time because I felt like I said that at the time because I feel like with Hangman Page, and in particular the babyface in wrestling, at least the old school way of doing things, is that the money is in the chase, is that the money and that the story is in the babyface chasing the championship, getting the championship, losing it, and then he has to chase for it again. Then he has to chase for it again. I looked at, for example, like Steve Austin back in the I looked at, for example, Steve Austin back in the 90s. Yeah, Austin held the title here and held the title here, but like Steve Austin never had like a 6-month reign, never had like a 6-month, 9-month, 12-month reign as WWE, as champion. Now he would win the title. He would hold the title for like a good 2-3 months, 2-3 months, and then he would drop the championship because the money is in the chase. Because the money is in the chase. I kind of felt the same way with Hangman Page. I'm glad they didn't take the title off of Revolution, but I'll be honest with you, I feel like Double or Nothing. I think Double or Nothing would be the time, quite frankly, to take it off him. I think Double or Nothing would be the time, quite frankly, to take it off him. Also, I think it makes it more special when you see a guy like Kenny Omega have such a long reign with the AEW title. Have such a long reign with the AEW title. Jon Moxley, I feel like it made it more special when he had such a long. Moxley was champion for 10 months, I think. Good 9-10 months. I feel like it makes those championship reigns feel. I feel like it makes those championship reigns feel more important rather than everybody who wins the AEW title, they hold on to it for about a good 9-8 months. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's just mine. Yeah, that's just the way I feel. I don't know.
That's understandable. I can understand that completely. I just, you know, if he loses that championship to Punk, what's next? I'm not so sure. But this is AEW. Tony Khan. I'm sure they'll find him something to do. I'm sure that he'll have something to do if he loses to Punk. But hey, I'm looking forward to the match. We got 4 more weeks of build, and next couple weeks I'll be looking for that back and forth promo between Hangman Page and CM Punk. But anyway, I got to move on. My favorite thing in AEW right now, and I feel like I mention that every week now, the Blackpool Combat Club. This week they went up 1-on-1. They went up against the Factory, QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Nick Camarado. Agogo is at ringside. I just feel like they gave up on him at this point. I don't really know what they're going to do with him, but this was a fun 6-man tag. Wheeler Yuta was freaking over tonight in his hometown. If the ovation he got tonight in Philly doesn't show you the investment that AEW has put into AEW and Tony Khan has put into Wheeler Yuta in the past month, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's crazy. And how fast of a time he went from being down here to up here with Moxley and Bryan Danielson. I feel like they're going to build a program with the Blackpool Combat Club sooner rather than later. I don't know who it's going to be against. We did mention a couple weeks ago, it might have been last week, that it could be the Best Friends in Orange Cassidy once Orange Cassidy is cleared. But anyway, they defeat the Factory. Yuta is giving elbows to Nick Camarado. Solo and QT Marshall try to come into the ring. Danielson has the label lock on Solo, and Moxley has the Bulldog choke on QT Marshall. Wheeler Yuta rolls up Camarado in a crucifix, and he gets the 1-2-3 win for the Blackpool Combat Club. William Regal on commentary, love it. We basically see it every week. With William Regal on commentary, and this was fun. Fun 6-man tag. I just want to see a program with the Blackpool Combat Club in it sooner rather than later. So, let's start with Cam first.
I thought this is a really fun tag team match, quite frankly. Blackpool Combat Club is Blackpool Combat Club is great. Blackpool Combat Club is great. And I'll be honest with you, every time I see a Black Combat Club, I always think every time I see the initials BCC on the shirt, I always think of something not PG, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Every time I see it, I think of something not PG. But I think something not PG. But I love these guys. BCC, in my opinion, a Blackpool Combat Club is the best thing in all of AEW right now. And fuck QT Marshall, by the way, for what he did to me on Twitter. Fuck QT Marshall. Other than that, I thought this was really good.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm going to screen record it. I'm going to show him on Sunday, all right?
Oh, nah!
I'm going to show QT Marshall this exact clip and get his reaction.
Tell him because of what he did to me on Twitter, he lost the fan. I stand the wingman now. I don't stand QT Marshall in the Factory no more. I am a wingman stan, a wingman supporter. I got a picture with JD Drake to prove it. So, ha!
Love it. Let's go to Wes.
Yeah, I thought this was a fun 6-man tag here. Love the ovation for Wheeler Yuta in his hometown of Philadelphia. I'm really hoping we get these trios titles soon, man. Because I really want more meaning for these 6-man tags as well. Because this was a very last minute match thrown on the show. It was fun for what it was, but I really would like the trio styles to really come soon for AEW. So that way, all these 3-man teams we see, they can add like these 6-man tags can have more meaning to them, and we can, strap them on. Honestly, Blackpool Combat Club would be a great first team to hold those trios titles as well, man. I think that'd be awesome. Hopefully we get a solid program for them heading into Double or Nothing, man. They're all, completely wonderful together. Of course, William Regal being the manager of these 3 guys is the cherry on top of the cake there. And so we'll see what happens heading to Double or Nothing. I can't imagine these guys are going to be left off the card. I mean, with 3 guys like that, I imagine they're going to have some sort of role on May 29th. And we'll have to see what happens with Orange Cassidy, how healthy he gets if we end up getting Best Friends and Orange Cassidy versus the BCC. And I think something that was pitched too was maybe House of Black as well, with the promos they've been kind of lately. But obviously, we'll get more into that as we get later in the show, what House of Black will be doing going forward. But yeah, hopefully we get a solid program for these guys. And again, the trio styles hopefully come really soon, because I mean, you got all these three-man teams here, and I mean, they really got to be fighting for something, man. With the amount of 3-man groups you got at this point, it's like, let's definitely get some trios titles in there.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how many how many trios we have in AEW that we could really consider to be the first trios tag team champions. It's insane. But anyway, Lance Archer against Wardlow. This was handpicked by MJF. Wardlow comes out to no music, and he has security guards around him, handcuffs on. He gets to the ring. Security takes off his handcuffs, and Lance Archer does a cannonball into all security guards and Lance Archer. And Wardlow. You'd love to see it, man. Lance Archer just throwing himself around, going after Wardlow. I thought this was much better than the match with the Butcher last week. I feel like they didn't take the Butcher like a true threat to beat Wardlow. Archer did. He hit the blackout. Wardlow barely kicked out at 2. Archer got a lot of offense in this match. This match wasn't long, but for the 10 minutes these guys got, I thought it was really fun. I thought they had a really fun match, a big man match. And then Wardlow at the end beats Lance Archer 4 power bombs in a row. 1, 2, 3. He goes outside the ring. Security puts his handcuffs on, and he gives a nice smirk to MJF. I love it, man. This guy is an absolute badass, man. It's about time that we get that huge ovation when Wardlow absolutely beats the crap out of MJF. And I feel like it's going to happen when they have their match, and when they eventually have their match at Double or Nothing, because you know it's happening. So I thought this was really fun, and I thought this was much better than the match with the Butcher last week. We'll start with Wes.
Yeah, I honestly thought this was a very good big man match here. Definitely better than the match against the Butcher. Wardlow took a beating from Lance Archer, but he gave a beating right back to the Murder Hawk Monster. I thought this was very good stuff from both guys. And obviously we knew Wardlow was going to get the win here, which he did. So he overcomes another one of MJF's obstacles once again. And we'll get more into it a little bit later. What Wardlow's next challenge will be coming up next Wednesday on Dynamite. It's very, very interesting there. But again, they continue to do wonderful things with this storyline, man. This is one of the best storylines going in all of wrestling right now with MJF and Wardlow. And time is just, slowly eking by until we get to the point where MJF gets the brakes knocked off of him by Wardlow, man. And I love it. I mean, they continue to do great things here. They're doing everything right. I wouldn't change a thing about it. They just got to keep rolling with it. Heading into the pay-per-view, in which we will definitely eventually get that Wardlow MJF one-on-one match. But yeah, this was really good stuff, man, and the continuation of the storyline continues to do very well. So,
absolutely, Cam.
I thought this is a very fun. Big man match. When Wardlow hit the Hurricane Rana on Lance Archer, I screamed. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit, and I was like, the AEW roster better be very concerned, Because if Wardlow's sitting Hurricane around, it's just a GG. It's a GG for everybody else on that roster. Just go ahead and pack. If I saw that shit, I would have got my shit and went home. I would have said, yeah, I'm out of here, bye. So I'm out of here, bye. He not only is he powerbombing people, he doing Hurricane Runners now. I would have left. I would have left. Handed Tony Khan my resignation. Like, here you go, I'm out of here. But I thought this was a very good match here with Wardlow and Lance Archer. Wardlow wins, Lance Archer loses again. Lance Archer loses again. Y'all know my thoughts on Lance Archer. Lance Archer's a loser. Y'all know my thoughts on that. But I thought this is a really fun big man match. And let's say next week.
We'll talk about that right now. So later on in the show, MJF is calm. He's peaceful backstage, and the interviewer and said her name, and he's like, MJF was like, "Oh, your name's Lexi? Nice to meet you. Get the hell out of my camera." I freaking burst out laughing when he said that, man. MJF is the best. But he said he's calm because he's about to make a phone call. And he says this, just the person he called, he said, "You want to take out Wardlow next week? I'll give you $6,000 for it." So he's basically saying, "I'll give you $6,000 if you take out Wardlow next week." And then he says, "Wardlow next week, you're going to face someone who's bigger, stronger, faster, and smarter than you in the ring." He then says, "You can't teach that." So I'm guessing next week, by that line alone, it's going to be Wardlow versus Big Cass as Kaz XL. I like this. I like that they're going to bring in guys outside of AEW, try to take down Wardlow. I like this a lot. So Kaz versus Wardlow next week. It should be fun, man. So yeah, we got that to look forward to. Any quick comments?
We got Wardlow and Enzo Amore next week. Oh my God, Enzo Amore. Oh my God, Enzo Amore is about to be eaten alive. Somebody praying for his funeral, man. The MLW roster is gonna need. A hand. Shout out to Enzo Amore. He's actually doing pretty solid work in MLW, but he is gonna need another. But they are gonna need another body on that roster. Because it is going to be Wardlow and Enzo Amore next week. My Lord. I'm just kidding. It's going to be Wardlow and It's going to be Wardlow and my boy Big Cass next week. How you doing, Cass? I ain't seen you in a while. I know you're on Impact, but I'm going to be honest here. I barely watch Impact. So what's good, William Morrissey? So what's good, William Morrissey? It's going to be good to see you get your ass whooped by Wardlow next week, man. That's going to be fun.
Wes.
Yeah, definitely interesting development there, man. Pretty crazy. We'll see the former Big Cass, now W. Morrissey in AEW next Wednesday night. Should be really good. And seeing W. Morrissey these days, man, I mean, he looks awesome. I mean, the dude is in incredible shape, man. I mean, this isn't the same old Big Cass we saw before, in WWE. I mean, this is a whole other beast, and he's been making the rounds and Impact from what I hear. And so this should be really good, man. I'm looking forward to this next week. But yeah, it's really cool seeing just guys who aren't even in the company come on in, trying to take down Wardlow with MJF, calling up whoever he can just so Wardlow doesn't have to keep going further and further until he eventually gets to the point where he gets his hands on MJF and completely dismantles him piece by piece. So it's, again, great development. Loving the progression of the storyline, and we'll see how everything goes next week.
I got an idea here. With my boy Wardlow, MJF. Check this out. I don't know what you guys think about this, but since first idea I had here, since MJF, since we saw the phone call with MJF offering six figures to Big Cass. What if MJF becomes like a mob boss? So like he does some mafia type shit, and he places a hit on Wardlow. Like he does something where he places a hit on Wardlow. Anybody on the AEW roster or outside the AEW roster, if you see wherever you see Wardlow, in the arena, the airport, wherever you see him, if you take him out, I will give you a reward of this amount of money, and I will give you an award of this amount of money. Kind of up the story a little bit. Secondly, What the second thing is, what my boy Nick Gage? Second thing is, what is my boy Nick Gage doing? Because I'm just saying, we could go back to the we go back to the pillars of Jericho. I think it was where we had Jericho and Nick Gage. I don't know what my boy Nick Gage doing, but we could always get him back on Dynamite. MJF want to make sure Nick Gage don't make it. Dude, you could always have Wardlow and Nick Gage on Dynamite. I don't know. It's just an thought I had in my head, but that could be fun.
We'll see. I feel like he's just going to bring in some big guys to take down MJF, to take down Wardlow, but we'll get to that later next week. This was interesting. We had a backstage interview with Christian Cage and Jurassic Express. Jungle Boy was all sad that he lost last week to Kyle O'Reilly, and he says he feels like a sore loser. Christian says, "You're not a sore loser. You are a loser. But that's okay because we learn from mistakes like this. And he says, to put your tag title on your shoulder and carry that thing proud." And he says, any top 5 tag team that wants to step up to Jurassic Express can step up anytime. And in walks Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, saying, we will take you down anytime, any place. Dynamite, Rampage, it doesn't matter. We'll see you down the line. And I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. If they're going to have Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs take the tag team titles, I wouldn't mind it because it gives something meaningful for Team Taz to do. They're in this feud with Keith Lee and Swerve. It's a fun feud. I like it. But when was, honestly, the last time Team Taz was in something meaningful? I don't know. And with Christian calling Jungle Boy a loser, this turn is coming sooner rather than later. And I feel like it's going to happen in the next month. So, do you guys potentially see Starks and Hobbs winning the tag titles? I would like to see it happen, to be honest.
I like it. I would love. I like it. I would love to see it happen. Put some gold on my way. Put some gold on Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. I know Ricky Starks got the FTW done, but I mean an official AEW championship, man. I want to see that man dripping in gold. So yeah, I want to see it happen.
Wes?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I honestly, if the titles change hands that way, I wouldn't mind it at all. I imagine this will be a match probably before Double or Nothing. I don't know if they're going to really build it up until Double or Nothing. I think this will be something they throw on a Dynamite or a Rampage, but it should be a very, very fun tag team title match for sure. And yeah, like you said, Joseph, with Christian calling Jungle Boy a loser and having a bit of a mean streak, almost like a bit of a there's some sort of kind of anger, a little bit of bitterness coming out of Christian. Yeah, it really does signal that Christian is more than likely turning on the Jurassic Express, sooner rather than later. It could come as early as Double or Nothing, or maybe even before that. We'll see what happens. But honestly, Starks and Hobbs holding some tag team gold, wouldn't mind seeing that at all. They both work really well together, man. And of course, they're together in Team Taz. And it's like you said, Joseph. I mean, really, when was the last time Team Taz was in something meaningful? I mean, I really would like to see Starks and Hobbs get some shine and get some spotlight and to hold some gold in AEW, and which both of them definitely will. And I know I know Starks is the FTW champion, but it's not an official AEW title. Starks deserves to be an official champion in AEW, and Hobbs deserves it as well. So we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, I think Jurassic Express is dropping those titles soon to some other tag team, and we're going to see the turn of Christian on Jurassic Express.
We had the Chris Jericho Appreciation Society come out. Their nice intro for their theme song. They're all there, and Jesus, what's the dude's name? Jeff Angelo or something like Jeff
Angelo
Parker. I don't even know their names. That's how Angelo Parker. So he says that you all can stop singing Judas. And last week they got screwed. They got banned from ringside. They got banned from the arena for the match between Eddie Kingston and Daniel Garcia on Rampage. And he says, tonight they all met with Tony Khan separately, and they agreed that they cannot touch hands, they cannot get physical tonight. But this segment was heat. It was heat for sure. Eddie Kingston comes out. They are marching to the ring. Eddie Kingston is not standing still. Ortiz and Santana, they flip off Chris Jericho. Santana says, "You have pissed off the two people that know you the most. And without history with you, you should know that we don't give up. We don't fight. We fight. And when the time comes, we are going to absolutely beat the shit out of you guys." Daniel Garcia. I know this segment was mostly between Kingston and Jericho, but to me, Daniel Garcia's personality stood out to me in this segment. I want to see more of this Daniel Garcia, to be honest. I don't know about you guys. I want to see more of this side of Daniel Garcia, who's basically trash talking Santana and Ortiz, trash talking Eddie Kingston with his eyebrows, saying you got one over me last week on Rampage. I want to see more of that stuff, man. So, but then Eddie Kingston got in Jericho's face, and he's literally like, and then Jericho's like, "We're gonna take you guys out we're gonna hit you guys one by one." And then Eddie Kingston was like, "Do you literally know what the word hit means?" And Eddie Kingston got in his face, and he says, "I don't think you're ready for what's about to come, Chris. I don't think your entire group's about to be ready for what's to come." But man, the back and forth between Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho was electric. It was absolutely electric. I feel like you just feel like it's about to come. Homicide and Hernandez are going to come sooner rather than later. I wouldn't be shocked if it's in the next 2 weeks. Obviously, they're building something 5-on-5 for Double or Nothing, but I'm very excited, man. Very excited for all this stuff. And then backstage, they had a fight later on in the night. Jericho Appreciation Society laid out Santana and Ortiz, and Chris Jericho threw a fireball into Eddie Kingston's eyes. So this rivalry is getting intense. Let's start with Wes. I feel like you want to talk about this segment a lot.
Yeah, this was absolutely fantastic all the way through, man. I mean, Eddie Kingston just pacing back and forth in the ring, man, and just like ready to just whoop some ass, man. Eddie Kingston is so great, man. There's a reason why he's one of the most over guys in the business, man. This dude is so real and authentic, and I freaking love it, man. I mean, every single time this guy comes out, he's just charging to the ring, just ready to whoop some ass, man, but he can't. But he's just like, he gets on the mic, man, and then once he starts talking, I mean, you listen. You know, he's one of those individuals, when he starts talking, you listen to what he has to say. I thought Jericho, what he was saying too on the mic, awesome as well. But man, Kingston, the way he retaliated, man, he got Jericho leaned all the way back in his chair, just like to the point where it looks like Jericho's about to like break his back or something because he's leaning back that far. Kingston just, really, I mean, this whole segment just felt so real, even though we know it's pro wrestling and everything, but like Kingston knows how to, go out there and make everything he's involved with seem so authentic. And I freaking love that about Eddie Kingston, man. That's one of the many things I love about the guy is that he just, whatever he says on the mic, whatever he does, man, it just feels so real. I mean, AEW would be so stupid not to put a title on this guy at some point, man. I mean, he is that good, man. And so, Eddie Kingston just threatening the JAS with what's coming to them. Going into Double or Nothing, man. I love it. It's going to be great. The fireball later on in the show thrown at Eddie Kingston. I was a pretty crazy touch there. I did not expect them to do a fireball segment there heading later into the show. But, man, I love it because it adds more intensity to the feud. And it adds more blood to the feud. And I'm really enjoying this development as well with this whole faction war with the Jericho Appreciation Society and with Kingston and Santana Ortiz, and eventually we're definitely going to see Hernandez and Homicide join the picture And whatever they got planned, whether it's Stadium Stampede or Blood and Guts, even sign me up. I'm ready for it. I think both these groups are going to come together and absolutely maim each other, and it's going to be awesome to see. But yeah, this was definitely one of the biggest highlights from tonight's show for sure.
All right, let's go to Cam.
I thought this was a tremendous segment here. Eddie Kingston. I thought this was a tremendous segment. Eddie Kingston is great. Eddie Kingston is great. I love the dude. Eddie Kingston is great. I love the dude. With Eddie Kingston, I can legitimately believe Eddie Kingston hates everybody he's feuded with in AEW so far. Like, I can genuinely believe he hates Chris Jericho, wants to rip this man gut support, and that he's just not playing the character. I can legitimately believe it. Daniel Garcia, it was great to see more of his personality on TV, because if you follow Daniel Garcia on Twitter, you know he is absolutely a great Twitter follow. The man is absolute pure comedy, and the man is absolute pure comedy in everything that he does. And so I'm glad we were able to see more. So I'm glad we were able to see more of a personality from Daniel Garcia on television. But I thought this was a tremendous segment. I thought all guys involved were great. And the fireball. I saw the fireball. It's a good thing. It's a good thing the fireball actually went off this time. Like Halloween Havoc '98 with Hogan and Warrior. Hogan tried to that terrible match, by the way, one of the worst matches of all time. Hogan Warrior from Halloween Havoc '98. But remember the finish of that match? Hogan went to go throw the fireball in Warrior's face. The shit didn't go off. The shit didn't go off. It's a good thing this fireball went off. It's a good thing. But I thought this was a tremendous segment.
It looked real as well. It looked like the fire hit the face of Eddie Kingston. I mean, he should be off for a couple weeks now, don't you think? I mean, the man got fire in his face, but I don't know. I love this segment all around. Like Wes said, it felt real. It felt like real life that, Eddie Kingston hates Chris Jericho, And that's a great thing about Eddie Kingston is that it feels like he hates everybody besides Santana and Ortiz. So I love it. I'm sure we'll get something with these factions at Double or Nothing. We'll see what happens. Serena Deeb against Hikaru Shida, Philly street fight. Did any of y'all see what Becky Lynch said about the women's division? I really don't I really don't care, but her thinking like the division hasn't improved and stuff like that. The division's massively improved in my opinion in 2021, but it's just a big topic in the IWC. I just try to stay away from this stuff as much as possible. So
I do agree the division has improved, but I'm not gonna sit here, and act like the women's division is perfect. No, there's always more improvements that they could do to it. But I do think the women's division has improved leaps and bounds from where it was just last year. I think the division has improved greatly.
Yeah. Again, I'm trying to. I don't get in situations like this anymore. If this was me last year, I would have had my nose in the situation. I probably would have got blocked by a bunch of people, but I just stay away from this much as possible. Wes knows. Wes isn't even on Twitter anymore. So.
Right, yeah. I trust me. I try to stay away from that crap nowadays. But yeah, I mean, whatever, it is what it is. I mean, and look, there's always room for improvement. Obviously, there's still improvements to go with AEW's women's division. I mean, there's always room for improvements. But yeah, I mean, you look at it compared to AEW's inception and look at it now, a lot better. And you got 2 women's titles now, and you got more women's, more women's feuds, more women's segments, being implemented throughout, Rampage and Dynamite. And you got this feud, Shida and Deeb, which is not even a title feud at all. It's not for the TBS title or for the women's world title. It's just a blood feud between 2 women who absolutely hate each other, just going at each other. This is the 5th match between the 2, and I like it because they haven't overblown it with these matches. I love the fact that they've spaced them out too. Yeah, it hasn't felt like, because if this was WWE, they'd probably get this match 7 weeks in a row. Because
We would see this shit 7 weeks, bro. We would see this shit 7 weeks. We would see this shit 7 weeks in a row. We would see it on the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view match will end in some kind. The pay-per-view match will end in some sort of DQ. This feud would still go on. This feud would still be going on. Then ultimately, one of them would get their release, and then they would act like this feud would never happen. I guarantee you, that's what will happen.
Yeah, it's 100% accurate, but at AEW, they've done a really great job of just spacing everything out with these two. And I do believe another match is going to come after this. But my thoughts on the street fight itself, I thought these two women did a very solid job with this match. I thought they both went in, did a really good job. And you really can't go wrong with Shida and Deeb. These two women know how to work together. I do believe one more match is going to be coming pretty soon. I could see it happening in the Owen Cup, possibly, because I'm pretty sure isn't Shida qualified for the Cup? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, here's the thing though. She is in the Owen Cup, but they show Thunder Rosa backstage after this match.
True.
And Serena Deeb's #1 in the rankings right now. So
that's the match I would do at Double or Nothing. I would do Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa at Double or Nothing. That's what I would do.
I see. It's probably going to be that. Man, that just means Deeb isn't going to be in the tournament. And I've said for a while, if I had to pick someone to win the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament, I would give it to her. I don't know. And I just feel like she's somebody who could beat Thunder Rosa. And they're just not taking the title away from Thunder Rosa this early on. But I guess that's the biggest match they can do for the pay-per-view, right?
Yeah. You don't really have anybody else realistic right now, I feel like, anyway. So I feel like going down the Serena Deeb route with Thunder Rosa going into the pay-per-view is a solid route. You'll get a really good match out of it because you got two women who know how to work. And, and I do believe somewhere down the road we will see Shida and Deeb face off once again. But, Deeb definitely deserves a big spotlight as well. Shida, of course, deserves it. And, I know she has been Women's World Champion, but Shida's great. Obviously she's still a big fan favorite in AEW. But, these two women did a really good job with what they had tonight. And, I do believe this feud's going to continue sometime in the near future. But, again, they've done a good job with this feud and not, overblowing it and not shoving it down people's throats. I remember, with Rey Mysterio and Andrade back when they feuded in WWE, how, everybody was raving about the first match, right? Everybody was like, oh, man, this match was awesome, right? And what did WWE do? They gave you the match 6 more times, and it got so tired and boring, and people were like, all right, these guys work great together, but, we're sick of the feud now. And so that's the thing, WWE, see, they think backwards with this stuff.
Usos a New Day.
Oh, my God.
Usos a New Day.
Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins.
Oh my God.
They had a great match. They had a great match the first time around, and then we saw the match every week.
Seth Rollins and McIntyre is another example. They gave you how many times they gave you Rollins and McIntyre? Freaking ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Oh. Yeah. So, yeah, I totally agree. I'm glad they spaced out the matches between these two ladies, but yeah. For now, this feels like the end of the feud. Could I see a match down the line? Absolutely. I just feel like now's the end. Shida's doing her thing in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Deeb is more than likely moving on to Thunder Rosa at Double or Nothing. And right now, that's probably the biggest match they can do for the pay-per-view, for the women's division.
I think it is the biggest match you can do in the women's division because outside of Serena Deeb, they don't have anybody else. I think credible enough to face Thunder Rosa on pay-per-view. To face Thunder Rosa on pay-per-view, it's Serena. Hikaru Shida's in the Owen. Britt Baker's in the Owen. Plus, we don't need to see that match again. They already did Nyla Rose. That match absolutely should not have been on pay-per-view. Toni Storm's in the Owen. Jamie Hayter's in the Owen. Ruby Soho's in the Owen. And Jade Cargill's the TBS champion. So, looking at the list of and Ted Conchi is second face with Sammy Gevard. So scratch her up too. Scratch her up too. So looking at the roster, maybe Layla Hirsch, but Layla Hirsch isn't on television. enough to where you could. Oh, I forgot. Layla Hirsch is injured. So yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be Thunder. Yeah, it's looking like Deep and Thunder Rosa.
I feel like your big women's. I don't know. How many people in the field for the women's Owen Hart Cup tournament? Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, Ruby Soho, Red Velvet. Is that it right now?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
I thought they'd have a qualifying match for the women like this week, but I don't know. As of right now, I guess I can't predict who's going to be in the finals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament for the women's, but I'd say right now your two big women's matches at Double or Nothing is Serena Deep Thunder Rosa, and then if they want to put it on Double or Nothing, Jade Cargill against Statlander. I feel like that's Jade Cargill's next feud is Chris Statlander, and I feel like Chris Statlander should probably beat Jade Cargill. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but we'll move on from the women's division. We had this 10-man tag, which I thought honestly should not have been on the show tonight. It just felt meaningless. I barely paid attention to the match. Super predictable. The Super Elite defeated Dante Martin, Lee Johnson, and Brock Anderson, and the Varsity Blondes. And to be honest with you, I really did not pay attention to this match. As great as the Undisputed Elite are, it was just way too predictable, and I didn't care. So, Adam Cole got the win over Lee Johnson. They all wore the Undisputed Elite T-shirts. That was it. That was really all I got away from this. Any thoughts, Wes?
Yeah, I mean, they could have probably scrapped this off the show. Very predictable stuff, but I think they're trying to really build up the more of the tension with the Young Bucks and with the Undisputed Elite, or the Undisputed Era part of the Undisputed Elite, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. I do believe the Young Bucks are probably going to be heading towards a face turn pretty soon, because it seems like, there's definitely quarrels there between them and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish specifically. Even Adam Cole is involved with that as well, and the Young Bucks probably feel like they're being slowly ousted out of the group, even though they're the ones who were, running the Elite and everything. But with Kenny Omega not being there and everything, it kind of is like throwing a wrench into things. And I feel like we're going to head towards something with these guys. They'll probably band together for a little while, but I think we probably could see Young Bucks and Red Dragon go up against each other in a tag team match, since we haven't seen them go up against each other 2-on-2 just yet. I don't know if that happens at Double or Nothing, or if they have something else planned. But I mean, and I don't know what they could have planned for Adam. Or Adam Cole's in the Owen Cup, so he got that, and then Kyle O'Reilly is in the Owen Cup as well. But I feel like something there might add on to the tension. We'll have to see in the coming weeks. But yeah, this 10-man tag didn't really have to be on the show at all. They could have scrapped this and given more time to another match, maybe the main event. But it is what it is. But I think there's definitely going to be some sort of split at some point. And when Kenny Omega returns, I don't know. People have talked about him possibly coming back at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, maybe not like wrestling, but just coming back and just appearing, just because of the fact that AEW and New Japan are coming together for a big super show. We'll see what happens. Again, I wouldn't rush Kenny back. Kenny needs to take all the time he needs. Whenever he's ready, Kenny Omega will let us know when he's ready, and we'll definitely see him. So, no rush there. But it should be an interesting development going forward. So,
Wes, Kim, I'm sorry.
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with you guys. I don't think this 10-man tag. I mean, no disrespect to any of the guys involved. I love them all, but I'm in agreement with you guys. I don't think this match needed to be on Dynamite. If anything, you could have put this match on Dynamite next week, or you could have easily put this match on Rampage. I don't think this match needed to happen on Dynamite. I would have cut this match and gave more time to the main event. I would have cut this and gave more time to that ladder match.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that, because we'll get to the ladder match next, but before we do, We got Rampage on Friday night, and get your popcorn ready. We are about to have the best segment of 2022 as we have the confrontation of the year between Hook and Danhausen face to face on Friday night. I honestly cannot wait for that, man. I can't wait. We also have Swerve Strickland against Darby Allin in a qualifier for the Owen Hart Cup. That should be an awesome match. Um, Keith Lee against Colton Gunn. I don't know what that's all about, but all right.
Respect the Gun Club.
Oh God. We also have the 6-woman tag of the baddie section with Jade Cargill, Red Velvet, and Kiera Hogan. And I apologize, I cannot remember the 3 women they're facing. All I know is they're one of them Sky Blue. That's all I can remember.
Nightingale as well. She's also in there.
I know Trish Dora is in this match. Trish Dora is great, by the way. Trish Dora is fantastic. But I have a question. Did they ever explain on television why Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, and Red Velvet are suddenly together? Like, did they ever explain this on television? Why Red Velvet is suddenly a heel? Has this ever been explained on television? Can we get a backstage segment, something explaining why they're together? Did they come together in catering one? Did they come together in catering one day? Did they drive to the show together? Why are they together? That's all I want to know. AEW, that's all I want to know.
I don't know. We never got an explanation. But anyway, the big match on Friday, Trent against Samoa Joe, ROH Television Championship. If they're going to defend the ROH TV, we said this a couple weeks ago, I think. If they're going to defend the ROH TV Championship on AEW television on a regular basis, I love that. I love that so much. It's great exposure for the ROH Championship. I love it. So that is Friday night for you guys. Next Wednesday, Dynamite, we got the Dynamite debut of Deonna Purrazzo, and she's going up against Mercedes Martinez. I think, what is it, just a champion versus champion match?
It's for the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's Championship.
Oh, so that is on the line.
Yep, it's on the line.
So Mercedes Martinez is defending it against Deonna Purrazzo.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, because Mercedes is the interim champion, and then you got Deonna, who is the actual champion. But this will unify the titles, make the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's Championship. So there you go.
Wow, I didn't. I thought it was just because isn't Deonna holding the championship right now?
She's the current Ring of Honor Women's Champion right now. So,
yeah. Oh my God! So they're doing the unification match on Dynamite next Wednesday.
Yep.
Wow, that's huge. I thought they would do that on a Ring of Honor show, to be honest with you. But okay, we're gonna get it on Dynamite next week. Deonna Purrazzo against Mercedes Martinez. That should be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to that. Bobby Fish against Jeff Hardy in a qualifier for the Owen Hart Cup. And we got, more than likely, W. Morrissey, Big Cass against Wardlow. So there you go. That's Dynamite next Wednesday. The main event, Scorpio Sky against Sammy Gevard. Scorpio Sky got some big cheers, and Sammy Gevard got absolutely booed out of the building in Philly. Him and Ty Conti got booed out of the building. Sammy Gevard killed himself in this match. That dive he did off the ladder, he didn't even hit Scorpio Sky, and he nearly landed on his neck, which, dude, you gotta slow. I feel like he's gotta slow down a little bit, man. I don't know about y'all, but if he could have really hurt his neck there. And then also, so they bring in the barbed wire ladder, and they do a Spanish fly onto it. Sammy didn't even do the full flip. If you saw it, if you watched the replay, Sammy didn't even do the full flip for the Spanish fly. It was all Scorpio. Scorpio landed in the barbed wire. He was laying on the barbed wire for like a good minute. So I know that shit had to hurt. And then Dan Lambert got involved. Ty Conti got involved. Uh, Dan Lambert got kicked in the nuts, and the crowd was booing. Paige Van Zandt came out to a big ovation as she went right after Ty Conti. And then Sammy and Scorpio were brawling while Ty and Paige Van Zandt are brawling. And then Sammy and Ty take out Sky and Paige Van Zandt, and they're making out in the middle of the ring. They then bring in the barbed wire ladder, which they set up on the ropes, and got Sammy climbing up the ladder. Scorpio Sky meets him up there. Sammy punches Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky then shoves Sammy off the ladder onto the barbed wire ladder, which that looks very painful. But Sammy kind of no-sold it because a couple seconds later, Scorpio Sky was about to win that match. Sammy got right back up there. Scorpio Sky pushed Sammy off, and he regained the TNT Championship. Scorpio Sky is a two-time TNT champion. Now, I'm pretty sure we'll have a lot to say about this, but I will say this. I'm extremely happy Scorpio Sky is the TNT champion. Sammy Gevard has had more than enough time with the TNT championship. Quite frankly, I think he's literally trash on television right now. Him and Ty Conti, probably the worst thing on AEW right now. I know Sammy's just turning into a heel. I like that. Thank God they need to be heels. But they're literally trash right now. And him being the TNT championship, it's just his time has come. And would I like it to see only the guy other than Scorpio Sky, a guy like Keith Lee? Yeah, but Scorpio Sky really never got a reign with the TNT championship. He was the TNT champion for 6 weeks, and then he lost it to Sammy, which makes me ask, why did they even take the title off of Scorpio Sky? If they're going to put it right back on him, I was shocked by that, to be honest with you. But do I like the fact that they're hot potatoing the TNT Championship to Sammy Guevara, back to Scorpio Sky, a span of 2 weeks? No, I don't. But do I like that they took the TNT Championship off of Sammy Guevara tonight? I sure as hell do. I'm glad Scorpio Sky won, and that's all I had to say to it. Now, unfortunately, do I think the TNT Championship is going to get shafted off another pay-per-view? Unfortunately, yes. And more than likely, it's going to be Sky and Paige Van Zandt against Sammy Guevara, Ty Conti. And this brings me into this. Before I get to you guys, I saw a tweet yesterday saying it was about Cody Rhodes, and it was has AEW been better with or without Cody Rhodes? And I said, honestly, the roster is so stacked, they don't need Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is fine off in WWE. AEW is perfectly fine without Cody Rhodes. The only thing missing with AEW without Cody Rhodes is the prestige of the TNT Championship, because I just haven't felt it in a long time. The TNT title has not felt prestigious since Miro's been the champion. It's been a long time since the TNT Championship felt special. Like it's supposed to be the wrestling championship. They say it's the most prestigious championship in all of wrestling. AEW says that. It hasn't felt that way since Miro's been the champion. Do I think it's going to change? I hope so. Do I think it can? Absolutely. So, I know that was a lot to say in 5 minutes. I'm going to catch my breath. I'm going to give it to Cam first, and then we're going to go to Wes.
All right, here's the thing. I do not like Sammy Guevara losing the TNT title here, because here's why. I understand what you're coming from with Sammy Gevard. I really do. I'm not a fan of Sammy Gevard. Quite frankly, I'm not a fan of Scorpio Sky either, quite frankly. Scorpio Sky doesn't do shit for me. I'm sorry. Scorpio Sky, Scorpio Sky, very talented. When I see him, I do something else. I do not care about Scorpio Sky. I didn't care about Scorpio Sky when he was. I didn't care about Scorpio Sky when he was a tag team champion with SCU. I didn't care about him when he won the brass ring last year. I didn't care about him when he went heel with Men of the Year, when he won the tag team title. When he won the TNT title the first time. I don't give a shit about Scorpio Sky. I just don't. I just don't. I haven't given a shit about Scorpio Sky, quite frankly, since he was Harold. Since he was Harold in Anger Management with Kane and Bryan Danielson. That's the last time I've cared about Scorpio. That's the last time I cared about Scorpio Sky was when he was Harold in those Anger Management segments. And Sammy Guevara, I don't think is that much of a better choice either. However, I understand they want to do the tag team match at Double or Nothing because that is a big match, especially having Paige Van Zandt on the show. That is a big match. I understand them wanting to do that on pay-per-view. However, I would have kept the championship on Sammy Guevara just a little bit longer. Reason being, one, I don't have an issue with the transitional champion every now and then. I don't. But I'm sick of seeing this title flip-flop back and forth between these two guys. It's getting very annoying. But I would have got the TNT Championship on Sammy Guevara for no other reason to get that thing on to Keith Lee. I would have done the tag team match at Double or Nothing. I understand that's the match they want to do. That's a big match, fine. Other than the night of it, on the Dynamite after Double or Nothing, I would have hot-shotted that shit on Keith Lee immediately. Either Keith Lee or Swerve. Either Keith Lee or Swerve. But Scorpio Sky's TNT champion. Where does Scorpio Sky go from here as TNT champion? Who does he defend against? There's Frankie Kazarian. Yay. No disrespect to Frankie Kazarian. But I don't care about Frankie. No disrespect to Frankie Kazarian, the Elite Hunter. I don't give a shit about Frankie Kazarian either. It's just, where do they go from here with the TNT title? I would have much rather they kept the title on Sammy Guevara and had him drop the championship to either Keith Lee or Swerve. Because the Keith Lee and Swerve, I care about those guys. I don't give a shit about Scorpio Sky's TNT champion. I don't give a shit about Sammy Guevara's TNT champion. Also, where does Scorpio Sky go from here? Where does Scorpio Sky go from here? And enough of the transition to champion. Scorpio Sky should not be dropping this championship. It's April. He should not be dropping the championship to July, August at the very least. Keep it on. Keep it on for a good 3-4 months, then take it off. Then take it off. Just put it on somebody other than Scorpio Sky, other than Sammy Gevard. Because I don't give a shit about both guys.
Yeah. Again, I just want them to end this feud as soon as possible. If they're going to end it at Double or Nothing with this mixed tag match, awesome. Awesome. But it's kind of gotten better since they did the double turn, in my opinion. It might not be the same with you guys, but again, I just want them to, move on and really just get the TNT title in a better situation than it is right now. I want to hear from Wes about all of this.
Yeah, I mean, I personally would have had Sammy retain myself, just because I was saying to you guys, you have more range too with the heel Sammy and heel Ty Conti rather than a babyface Scorpio Sky or whatever he is right now. I think he's probably just facing this feud because everybody just hates Sammy and Ty right now. And honestly, I feel like Scorpio wouldn't have gotten as big of a reaction tonight had he go up against anybody else other than Sammy Guevara or if he went up maybe against an MJF or something. But I just think Scorpio is kind of over just based on the fact that people just hate Sammy and Ty so much right now. But I mean, this match itself was very fun. I really enjoyed what these did, man. I mean, that you can't deny these guys went out there and they freaking killed it. I mean, the cutter, man. AEW does some clean ass cutters, dude. Holy crap, man. I mean, golly. I mean, Scorpio caught him perfectly midair, and then Scorpio landed flush into the barbed wire ladder. I mean, I don't think I've even ever seen a barbed wire ladder. I can't even remember if I have before. But I mean, I think this is the first for me there. But can't deny that these two guys killed it. All praise to both men for sure. But But yeah, I mean, I'm siding with you guys on this. The TNT title deserves better. It hasn't meant anything since Miro held it. And whenever Miro comes back, I don't know. I really hope it's soon because I feel like the TNT title picture really needs like a Miro in this picture, honestly, because it needs to mean something again. Because this is a title that's been held by guys like Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes, and I understand. The only reason I can come up with as to why Sammy won it and then dropped it back to Scorpio is because Cody was a 3-time TNT champion. Obviously, he's not in AEW anymore. He's with WWE. I think Tony Khan wanted to personally scrap that statistic away, so that way it's just on Sammy Guevara now that he's known as a 3-time TNT champion as well. That's the only reason I can come up with.
That sounds like that's some shit WWE would do, though, ain't it? Ain't that some shit WWE would do?
It really
out of spite. Out of spite, I think they did it in 2004 with Brock and Randy. Brock Lesnar was the youngest world champion of all time. Brock left, Randy won the title at SummerSlam, so they could say, that's not Brock Lesnar anymore. It's Randy Orton who's the youngest champion of all time now. That's some shit they would do.
Are they really trying to erase Cody Rhodes away from AEW, though? Because Excalibur literally mentioned his name tonight. Like, did y'all hear that?
I don't know. I mean, that's the only reason I can come up with, man. I mean, other than that, I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, but yeah, this flip-flopping of the TNT stop. I mean, we really got to have, like, guys holding this title for at least a few months and then change the hands because, I mean, we got guys now who are holding the title, like, multiple times, and it's like the whole thing with the championships is, like, it doesn't matter how many times you held them. It's what you did within those reigns that matters. Like, you look at Charlotte Flair in WWE. She's like, what, a freaking 12-time women's champion at this freaking point. Meanwhile, pretty much none of her reigns meant jack shit. They didn't mean jack shit.
Look
and
at John.
wants to gloat.
I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good, Cam. It's just she wants to gloat how she's this many times a champion. It's like, yeah, you didn't do anything in those reigns. It's like you won the title and dropped it like a month later to somebody else.
Month later, 5 days later, a week later, 30 seconds later. It's like the same shit. It's like the same shit with John. It's like the same shit with people like John Cena, Randy Orton. John Cena's a 16-time champion. Meanwhile, I can only think of that's no disrespect, but I can only think of what, 3-4 reigns he had. Same thing with Randy Orton. Randy Orton's like a 14-time champion. I can't remember. I don't remember all the times he won the title because it don't mean shit. Because it don't mean shit. Same here. Like, I don't remember. Do you remember Scorpio Sky's first run as TNT champion? Because I don't. Are you gonna remember it a year from now? Yeah. I'm not gonna remember it a year from now. You know what I am gonna remember a year from now though? Miro is TNT champion. That's what I'm gonna remember a year from now. But
who did Sky defend the title against the first time round outside of Wardlow?
Nobody.
Wardlow and Sammy Gevard. That's it. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fan of the flip-flop championships. I need a consistent champion for at least 3 months. Just give me 3 months with Scorpio Sky as the TNT champion. Gave him some good opponents. Looks like his first one's going to be Frankie Kazarian. I'm actually for that. They're former tag team partners, SCU, first tag team champions in AEW history. They could tell a really good story. I'm actually thinking that's going to be a really good match. But, oh, man, I don't know. I'm glad Sammy's not the champion, that's for sure. I'm happy he's not the champion. So he's had more than enough time with the TNT Championship. And I swear, if we get another TNT Championship match between Sammy Guevara and Scorpio Sky, I'm going to lose it, man. I'm going to lose it. You don't think that's the direction they're going in, right? Is it?
No, better not be.
No, I they're ending this after the mixed tag double nothing because I'm predicting that's what's going to happen is we're getting the mixed tag at double or nothing. I think that's it. And then Scorpio moves on to hopefully greener pastures. We'll see. I mean, I just hope people care enough with Scorpio Sky being the champion because right now it's just like he got a big ovation tonight. Again, personally, I think it was just because he was up against a guy that nobody likes at all right now, and so I don't know.
Hey, Scorpio's a great wrestler. You can't take that away from him.
No, he is. No, he is.
If they give him some good competition, he'll have a good reign. Miro defended the title literally every other week, and Cody defended the title every week. That's why they had good reigns. Look at AEW's roster. You give Scorpio Sky some good talent every week, not every week, every other week, he'll have a good reign. I promise. He should have a good reign, and as long as people care as well, people have to care about Scorpio Sky as the TNT champion. But you're right, Wes. If Scorpio Sky was not in the ring with Sammy Gevard tonight, and he was in the ring with someone else, was he getting the same ovation he get against somebody like I don't know, Swerve or Keith Lee? So I don't know, but anyway, man, that was the biggest topic of discussion tonight. You see it in the thumbnail right there. So that's going to do it on the Dynamite review tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. What a show we had tonight. Over an hour and 20 minutes of good content talking about tonight's great show of AEW Dynamite. Again, we'll be back Friday. Myself and Cameron Johnson, Wesley Williams, will not be here on Friday. He's got to go watch Game 6 with the Grizzlies and Timberwolves on Friday. So
I'm going to be at a concert, but I will be
Yeah.
keeping my Grizzlies on
Yes.
through my phone. But prayers up for the Memphis Grizz. Let's finish the job Friday night, please.
Who's the concert, bro?
Shine Down and the Pretty Reckless. So if you're in the Little Rock area or at that concert, hit me up and let me know. Maybe we can link up or something if I know you. So there you go.
I love Shine. I'm hoping to get tickets to their Greensboro show, and I think it's in July. I love me some Shine, man. Whoa, that's gonna be have fun.
I might get before we go. I might get some heat for this, but I am not a concert guy. I do not like. I just don't like going to concerts. I think they're a little boring, to be honest with you. But I don't know.
You gotta go see the right musician, man. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I tell you just gotta see the right musician.
I mean, you'll have a good time, I'm sure. So, but yeah, me and Cameron Johnson will be here on Friday. I might do something for the NFL. Like I said earlier, I might do something for the NFL draft tomorrow. I'm not sure. It's not really worth it with the Dolphins not having to pick till the third round. I'll let you guys know. But be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. Comment down below what you thought of tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from us on tonight's episode. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Conlon_Joseph. Cam, where can they follow you, man?
I'm going to keep this short between an hour 27 and follow me on Twitter at Cam71111 and subscribe to the CNA podcast, available on all platforms, especially for a special episode on Sunday, because me and Escobar got something very special planned Sunday, but it's a surprise. I'll tell you guys out there, but it's a surprise. So make sure you subscribe to the CNA podcast on all platforms.
Wes, take us home.
You already know. Follow me over on Instagram at The Real Wesley Snipes. You can follow me also on TikTok with the same exact username. Again, that is at The Real Wesley Snipes. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in for another fire AEW Dynamite review on this Wednesday evening. Great show tonight all around from AEW. Fortunately, I will not be here again this Friday for Rampage, but I know Joseph and Cameron are going to absolutely kill it, like we always do over here on the Big Fight Field channel. So, boys, I hope you enjoy Rampage Live this Friday. I'll make sure to keep up with it sometime during the weekend. But should be a really good show there. But, folks, we'll be back, three of us, with more AEW content next Wednesday night for AEW Dynamite. Though it should be another really good show there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Joseph, let's send us home.
Guys, have a good night. Stay safe. Me and Cam will see you on Friday. And stay classy. We out. Peace.